3 or 4 generations ago, at the beginning of the 20th century, 90% of the world lived in the countryside. 10% only lived in cities. That number has changed. The majority, as we now know, live in cities. And if that continues, we could be in a situation that 75% of the world's population could be living in cities. Therefore, a small change in the amount of energy consumed by cities and the amount of pollution that they cause, the amount of CO2 they emit, can make a massive impact on the climate change for the planet.
If we don't reverse the trend in greenhouse gas emissions in cities, we literally don't save the planet. Moreover, we're very vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. You name it, droughts, floods, heat waves, rising sea levels. Many of the world's biggest cities are on coasts or estuaries.
In 2005, mayors from 18 of the world's largest cities met in London to find ways of working together to fight climate change. It was the beginning of what is known today as C40.
London really has informed the debate. It has been very active in setting up a worldwide network of cities called C40. And this organization is really trying to bring together sort of these innovative efforts on the city level of city mayors to advance with the climate change agenda.
The world's cities are already leading world nations in this. The city leaders, the C40 group, has come together very strongly to say if climate change is going to be tackled, it has to be tackled in cities. Some of the things we've done here are groundbreaking, like, for example, looking at low energy consumption for the tube. We introduced some hydrogen buses in conjunction with 10 other cities in Europe and throughout the world. The lessons from that introduction will go into the next generation. Probably the third generation will be affordable, and that's where we want to be. Some of the lessons are you can move even further, even faster by working together than you can do separately, and certainly sharing the knowledge is increasingly important.
That knowledge is not only being shared by the 40 cities involved, but also with other like-minded groups to maximize its impact.
In order to scale up our efforts, we've partnered with the Clinton Foundation, who've set up the Clinton Climate Initiative to work with us on that. Former President Clinton announced the first Clinton Climate Initiative procurement package, which is an energy efficiency building retrofit program.
I recently attended a C40 summit in New York, and where Melbourne joined with the other cities joining the Clinton climate initiatives to retrofit our existing buildings. At the moment now, the council is looking at retrofitting our buildings to achieve a very high green building rating.
But what we're talking about is 80% of the savings being given over to pay the upfront costs of making the buildings energy efficient. If the costs aren't met by those savings, then the banks underwrite. So it's a win-win all round. And it could make a huge difference to cities all over the world. And there are more packages like that in the pipeline.
그 후속 회담이 이제 내년 5월 달에 서울에서 열립니다. 내년 서울 회담에는 아마 더 많은 숫자의 대도시 시장들이 참가할 것으로 예상이 됩니다. 이 서울 선언을 통해서 실질적으로 기후 변화를 해결할 수 있는 매우 효과적인 선언이 나올 것이라고 기대가 되고요.
But C40 is about more than just words.
It's about cutting carbon together and working on exchanges of best practice, getting ideas from each other, and combining together on procurement alliances. Huge purchasing power, bringing down the price of new technologies. And we think we could catalyze markets and possibly reconfigure global markets that way. And of course, I think it will be very useful for the companies themselves, especially cutting-edge new leapfrog technologies. Because in fact, if they can be assured of the demand, and because they know the demand will be there, they'll invest. So it helps both the supply and the demand.
The massive purchasing power that C40 cities hold could help forge a new economy around emerging energy technologies. But the challenges are huge and the outcome far from certain.
불가능해 보이는 것도 가능하게 만들려면 시작을 해야 됩니다. 물론 쉽지 않은 과제고 매우 터프한 과제임에 틀림이 없습니다. 그러나 한국 속담에 시작이 반이다 라고 하는 속담이 있습니다.